It's time to play the show. The bell has rung, and that big show might be over. But it's time for us to bring wrestling information you can enjoy with the match predictions, analysis, the ups and downs of professional wrestling, all reaction, some beverage drinking to bring you logic on tap with your good brothers. It's time for you to look into the eyes of Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder on Beer, Blues, and BS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special wrestling review from the folks of Beer, Blues, and BS.
Hey,
the podcast, the podcast that stays up way too late for a pay-per-view the night before New Year's Eve when we're going to get to stay up all over again. Why? We're slightly crazy. I am your host, the living embodiment of Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here as always with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
Jaco, I'm okay. You know, I'm here again. It's the second time today that I get to see you, so that's exciting. Very exciting. Love it.
Yeah.
Had to watch the show, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, and I am kind of, well, how am I doing? Well, we'll see how long Howard Blues' voice holds out, because Howard's been battling a cold for the latter half of this week, and needless to say, with all of our chatting this afternoon, talking to my kids, reading stories, all of that, the voice is a little rough tonight. So we'll see how long it holds out. But overall, should be good. Should be a good evening. We'll do some chatting.
Yeah.
For anybody, if this is your first time ever joining us for a wrestling review, let me break it down for you.
Break it down.
So, the best way to put it is, because I have kids and other life commitments. Yep. I don't get the opportunity to watch much wrestling these days. In fact, I watch zero wrestling these days. I catch bits and pieces here and there and live pretty much vicariously through Mr. Kidder. And so when it comes to these pay-per-views or premium live events, depending on which brand or show we're watching, Kidder takes it upon himself to watch, and we sit down, and he's going to break it down for me, tell me what happened, what did I miss, what were the things we're seeing. But we've also, for a number of years, and one day I will go back and figure out when we started this, but we have a tradition. We always make predictions on the pay-per-view. It's kind of a little thing that we do, competing for bragging rights, the defunct WWE pay-per-view. Now, because I don't watch the show, I keep myself away from spoilers. I will be locking in my picks right here. Kidder locked his in earlier, so I have those, so he can't change or cheat. And the way that you guys know that I'm not cheating at this is I take penalty shots when I get them wrong. And
you're welcome to do the same.
Yes, feel free to drink along with me. For those who
that applies to you too, if you want.
For those who know, I have been on the last few doing peppermint schnapps as my punishment to choice. However, when we were talking about this afternoon, Kidder, my wife said, "You know what we got? We got some Kahlua gingerbread." And I said, "My God, that would be terrible."
And there it is.
So, there it is. It's been out on my deck chilling for the last 2 hours. So, the last time it was an AEW pay-per-view, which I historically do terrible at, I did 9 shots. So, oh boy, I have never seen anybody take a straight shot of Kahlua, and I don't know why you would. So, this could be good, folks. Strap in. Other than that, that kind of jumps into a segment that everybody loves on this show, and that is What's on Tap. So, Kidder, I mentioned what I'm drinking. What will you be using as vocal lubrication for tonight's episode?
Well, I'm going to need a little bit, and the Triple B beer fridge south is out of beer. So, I have some good old Lucky's 13 Pub handcrafted Bloody Mary mix. Yes, this bottle is empty. That's because it's in the glass over there. And you got to shake well, refrigerate. It's good stuff. There's water, tomato paste, Worcestershire, molasses, corn syrup, horseradish, and a few other things. This contains shellfish, little clam. But very tasty. It is made in Mendota, Minnesota, and you can get it at your local handcrafted Bloody Mary mix, home of Lucky's 13 Pub, and maybe if we're lucky, they'll sponsor us. But aside from that, this has no alcohol. It's 40% juice with a lot of other things, and so to actually get it fired up at the store, you can get your regular vodka of choice, or you can get the in-store made horseradish infused vodka that kicks that up a notch, and it's very tasty. So if you like Bloody Marys, you like clam diggers, head on over to Lucky's 13. There's tons of them around North Dakota, and by tons I mean 2 of them, one in Bismarck, one in Fargo, and then there's like 9 in Minnesota. So there it is. That's right. Got the tasty old Bloody Mary right here. And New Amsterdam vodka going in this guy tonight. Proud sponsor, supporter of the NHL. Cheers, Howie Blues.
Cheers to you, Kidder. Now,
and big bada boom.
Yeah, we do have one piece of business we have to deal with, Kidder, before we dive into our World's End review.
That's why I took a drink.
Yeah, I figured. Hey, for you, the audience, you don't know about this, but as we did say, Kidder was over at my place, and my wife started it. So lefty, but I made a thing of it. But she was sharing with Kidder, and mostly through me. We had bought one of those kind of and one of those subscription boxes, but we got just the one of some international snacks to try. And so he tried a couple while he was here, but we saved one for the show tonight. This is a Crab's candy. Yeah, one of us will get it in focus. One of us. One of these guys. There we go. And it is cocoa and peanut filled. It's got a picture of a lobster on it. And I'm not exactly sure what it is or where it came from. This was just in a bag of, hey, these are some really good little things that you should try. And so we're going to open it up and take it out. I've opened mine, Kidder, so I can show you. It is this. I was just going to show off. It's this lovely kind of pinkish, brownish, whitish. Looks like a hard candy.
Got the old ASMR going again.
And if you want to see Kidder's reaction to the other snacks, don't worry.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming out tomorrow will be a series of shorts or reels, whichever your platform of choice is, showcasing Kidder's sampling. So, Kidder, let's give these things a try. Let's see how it is.
All right, no time like the present.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. It helps if you have it.
That is a really interesting flavor right off the bat. It's
yeah.
It's very sugary, like a marshmallow almost.
Mm-hmm. Marshmallow and weak chocolate.
Yeah. That's very much how I'd put it. It was marshmallow and weak chocolate. Supposedly there's peanuts in this thing.
Well, Yep.
I was gonna say. That doesn't seem so hard that you couldn't just bite right through it. So I'm trying to see on here if I can get a sense of where this is out of. No luck on that.
I mean, it kind of tastes like a knockoff Snickers with a little bit of marshmallow. I agree with Big Bada Boom on the country needs an education on crabs and lobsters.
Yeah.
So there is text on here in Russian.
Da.
Да. Der Raspudoich. Russian. Maybe that's why crab look like lobster.
Yeah. But not too bad. Not too bad there, kidder. I don't know if you have a rating on this compared to everything else I made you try. I mean, for me, it probably come in like second of the 4 things we tried.
Yeah, I could go with that.
I don't want to give away too much of the what the other stuff was, but it was interesting. Wow, 3.
Yeah, I'm making it nice, right down the middle. That way, Putin doesn't kill me in my sleep.
Yeah, you know what, kidder? I found in my bag while I was
wrestling review. Why are we talking?
Listen, hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. Kidder, I was going through my bag, pulling out my external hard drive, so I could do a little bit of editing. And you know what I found? And I was like, oh, I should have given Kidder some before I left. I actually have a couple of Haichu variants. It's the soda variants. I don't know if you've tried these.
I have had both of them.
Then I'm not going to worry about the fact I didn't give you any. I was going to share if you hadn't, you know. But
I appreciate that.
Since
the
you've tried,
I got were hard. Hopefully, the ones that you got are not.
They are not. They were pretty good. They were pretty good.
Fresh.
Well, this brings or ends the food review segment of our wrestling review. We should probably get to the show before people go, why on earth are we watching this?
Gonna drink again.
Yes. Yeah. So, Kidder, we always start with
Thanks for sticking up with us, sticking it out here, Big Bada Boom. Appreciate you.
Yeah. We always started off, of course, with the pre-show. In this case, the 0 hour. And did you check out the 0 hour?
Yes, because unlike WWE, when they can't make up their mind, AEW actually has matches on the pre-show,
which we appreciate.
Yeah,
makes you want to watch.
Very interesting to me. I tuned in at 6:01 in the Central Time Zone here, and they're already doing entrances. I'm like, holy crap! Like, okay, matches. Like, I didn't know I needed to tune in before 6 o'clock. I'm not used to this. But anyway, first match on the show. Women's match, Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. I pick Chris Statlander.
In this case, I don't know much about either one. But I too, because you sent me the match card, I too am going to go with Chris Statlander in this. I think she just got the title, if I recall, not that long ago.
Title.
She just lost the title?
Yep.
This is why, folks, you can tell Howard does not follow professional wrestling. Okay, I thought she anyway.
Let me see. What was the stat? 23-1.
Yeah. Well, I'll stick with my guns. I'll go with Chris Statlander.
Yeah. Well, they are friends. And so it's kind of weird, like, who do you pick? Because it's kind of face versus face. Friends against friends. Willow Nightingale is a little bit larger statue of a wrestler. And so she goes after Statlander and is dominating her. And they actually have some really good mat wrestling right away. Statlander starts stalling when she tries to match power with Willow, but Statlander starts firing back, bunch of fast-paced strikes. Nightingale hits back with a pounce and then a Death Valley driver, but cannot get the 3 count. Willow then power bombs Statlander on the mat apron, which of course feels really good. Hits a missile drop kick, gets a near fall, but right around the corner, Nightingale lands a power bomb, and there's a 1, 2, and 3. Yes, this one, the early upset right away for both of us, as Willow Nightingale takes the 3 count there. After the match, Willow Nightingale helps Chris Statlander to her feet and gives her a hug, and they leave together.
Peter, I was hoping I would have more time before I had to, actually crack this thing open.
Yeah.
I was so confident I didn't even get the scorecard made up before we got through this. There we go. Let's get it up here. You can see that pour. But normally we don't lower our standards to drinking rum on this show. That's another show. Some might say a lesser version of the Triple B. Some might say a better version of the Triple B.
Rum rocket rooms.
Mm-hmm. So
I forgot to mention how long the damn match was. 13 minutes 25 seconds. Cheers to you, Howie Blues.
Cheers. God, this is gonna be terrible. Oh. That's
quite
one
the reaction.
Oh,
It's gonna be a long night, isn't it?
it's like thick. It comes out kind of bitter in the aftertaste. It like coats your whole mouth.
It sounds disgusting.
Oh man. As of the first match. Oh, I mean, I don't mind rum, but I mean, this is, again, it's Kahlua. You're supposed to mix it with stuff. It's not meant to be shot.
I mean.
Oh.
Okay. You ready to move on?
No. I don't. I like erased any thought I had on that match. Oh.
Perfect. Right afterward, we get a pretty sweet hype video for Serena Deeb. Looks like Serena Deeb will be returning relatively soon. And that'll help to bring up the women's division. Hopefully. A little bit. Okay. On to the second match, which is the 20-man Battle Royale for a future AEW TNT Championship match. This match was 13 minutes, 50 seconds. And originally, I guessed Malachi Black. And then, because it's not like they actually put out information on who's in the damn match. And then, once the people showed up, I was going to pick... Who did I pick? I was going to pick Action Andretti, and then I was like, oh, there's Luchasaurus, who now goes by Killswitch. So, I officially chose Killswitch after figuring out who, what, where, and got my brain going.
Yeah. Kidder, I don't expect you to necessarily tell me, like, all 20 people who were in the match, but can give you a list of names, at least a few notables. Because I have no idea who to pick on that one.
So we have Danhausen, Trent Beretta, Lance Archer, The Dark Order, Butcher and the Blade. Who else is that? A few others.
Okay, well, I believe that Lance Archer has a nickname that's somewhat close to our mascot, the Murder Bird. So I'll pick him. I think it's like Murder Hawk, is what his is. But I'll go with that. That seems like a terrible choice, but it's the best I can do, man.
I'm just asking, would you like to recant? Because I'm looking up the participant list. I can give you more.
I mean, if you want to be that generous,
okay.
you can.
Generous for you. We have Darius Martin, Action Andretti, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Danhausen, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, Lance Archer, Killswitch, Dalton Castle, Christopher Daniels, The Butcher, The Blade, Johnny TV, who you may remember as another John, depending on his promotion, Serpentico, Daddy Magic, Angelo Parker, Brian Keith, and Kip Sabian. So there is all 20 contestants. Is that 20? Sounds like 20.
I truthfully, I don't know that helps me a whole lot. You know what? It's a long shot. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
But I'll stick with my guns. I'm probably going to regret that in like the next 5 minutes.
Okay. So everybody started brawling outside the ring before the match officially started. Tables were pulled out from underneath the ring, and most of the people fighting each other buried Killswitch under the tables and then hit him repeatedly with the chairs. Then after several eliminations, Killswitch got into the match and basically went after everybody. Lance Archer and Killswitch were pretty much the two biggest people in there. Dark Order working together. They tried to eliminate as many people as possible. Unfortunately, Lance Archer returned to the match, and then started throwing people over the top rope. As I mentioned, Killswitch came in and started taking out more people as well, and then it was big man versus big man. They ended up Danhausen, Trent Beretta, and Killswitch. He was knocked down, but Trent Beretta and Danhausen ended up eliminating Lance Archer. And so, Danhausen was very excited. Trent Beretta grabbed him, threw him over the top rope, leaving Trent Beretta and Killswitch. So now they're battling, kicking each other, and they end up right over the ropes, right on the edge, the classic who's going to win. And Killswitch knocked Trent off and wins the Battle Royale and gets a TNT Championship match at any time is what he chose.
Okay. Who did you say won? Sorry, I was looking up. It is Murder Hawk for Lance Archer.
Okay. Murder Hawk. That would be Killswitch, i.e. Luchasaurus.
Okay. So that's a point for Kidder and a punishment shot for Howard.
I mean, I don't know if you really want to do it. We have how many freaking matches? 13 matches.
Listen, man, the rules are the rules.
Okay. I'll drink with you, so then you don't have to go all George Thorogood on me.
I don't make the rules. I just follow the rules. And by that, I
enforce them?
Yes. Yes, even when I don't have the ref shirt on. So
okay.
Cheers to you, good sir, for your health and for my suffering.
Hey, I filled this thing up about a third of vodka, and I'm already almost halfway done. So.
Oh.
And I know you didn't hear anything of what I just said.
Third of vodka, half through. Yeah, it gets a little blurry whenever the spike of the bitter go.
Yeah.
I might on the next one take a peppermint schnapps shot just to clean.
You probably should. Just gonna throw that out there. You probably should.
What is the 20% alcohol by volume? Is the schnapps? Schnapps, they don't tell you. Like, well, if you're drinking schnapps, you don't really care. Oh, 30%. So actually, the schnapps are more alcoholic.
But it also doesn't threaten to kill you with every sip.
I mean, some people I think might enjoy the thrill of the suffering. I don't know. You know, Schadenfreude is a thing.
Well, on to the next match then. Just keep rolling right along.
Rolling.
What?
Okay,
we won't do that. All right. Next match, and still on 0 hour, I might add, an FTW rules match for the FTW Championship. Your champion, Hook, versus the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Wheeler Yuta. This match is 10 minutes, 20 seconds. I choose Hook.
So I'm not gonna lie, Kidder. It could be the rum coursing through my veins. It could be the lack of sleep. When you said the FTW championship, my mind went to FTR, and I'm like, oh, it's an FTR match. Okay, great. This is Anyway, so once I got past that disappointment, I too am gonna take Hook.
Okay,
and I'm gonna take Hook.
Okay,
I like Hook.
Wheeler Yuta was taunting Taz as well, and the FTW championship, Taz being the creator of it, and somewhat of a unrecognized championship, but Hook being Taz's son. There's that very interesting piece. So Hook comes out, starts brawling, throwing some judo throws, and the FTW rules, basically anything goes. It's a hardcore match, no DQ, etc. So the interesting thing about this is the Pure Championship belt is, of course, pure rules for wrestling, which is the complete opposite. So, interesting thought there. They end up getting out of the ring. Yuta and Hook beating the crap out of each other. They're getting the toys out of underneath the ring. They're hitting each other over here, over there. They're doing the things. Trash cans. They even had a trash can that was painted up and had an orange spray paint FTW on the side and the lid, just so then you know which lid goes with which can. Very helpful. They were doing some traditional wrestling moves, bunch of suplexes here and there. No, I'm not going to count them for you. Sorry, Howard. Aside from that, little fisticuffs here. Then, at this point, Wheeler Yuta grabbed a giant kendo stick, and he's up in the ring, and he starts coming over toward Hook. Hook reaches underneath the ring and pulls out a hockey stick.
Hockey.
That's right. Hook comes in, and guess what? 2 minutes for hooking. Yes, he sweeps the leg and pulls Yuta down, and in the process, it pulls apart their already broken hockey stick for a disappointment for me. But then, with Yuta down, Hook comes in and smashes him with the hockey stick and officially breaking it in half. And then grabs a piece of the hockey stick grabs Yuta, puts him into the red rum with the stick, and tap, tap, tap. There it is after 10 minutes, 20 seconds. Hook, the big winner, with a 2-minute minor for holding and a 2-minute minor for hooking. We could, well, it's his stick, so never mind.
Sounds like a decent little match, you know. So that's good. That's good. I don't have much more to say on that, except hey, I didn't have to take a shot this time, so
yes,
kudos.
And
got one right.
Boom is going to start drinking tomorrow at the Brewmaster's house and enjoy some beverages tomorrow. So, you lucky bastard.
Yeah. We didn't get invited to the Brewmaster's house.
Yeah.
We're
local geek, locally brewed brews.
Yeah, we'll have to have some words with him the next time he's on.
Yeah, if only he joined our live shows too.
Well, he was on last night briefly.
Yeah. Okay. On with the main show. You know that I like to give the full analysis on the graphics and the opening videos and vignettes and those sorts of things. Opening video, good with the voiceover, good with the drama, good with the music. However, they're stuck with showing the slow-mo pieces of different matches, and I still don't like it. Need to make a better opening video. And that goes for both companies that we track on this show, and really hoping for something better from the next one. But it wasn't terrible. Got some pyro explosions and all of that good stuff, and so I give that the thumbs up. Next match, or I should say lower thirds, they were pretty good. The graphics on the screen, as you can see, they're somewhat planetary. Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic, if you will. With the stones coming through asteroids, and you got the Milky Way back there. So, yeah, I give them some props on that. Okay. First match on the main card. 8-man tag match with the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson, with Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia, versus Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh. This match is 17 minutes, 50 seconds, and I choose Team BCC at all.
So you're taking the Blackpool Combat Club, correct?
And Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia.
Okay, listen, I'm just trying to make sure I keep these abbreviations and such. You know, as the scorekeeper, I gotta know what you're talking about.
The FCC won't let me be, okay?
You know, I'm gonna go with the other guys. I'm going to take Brody King and company.
Because you are a fan of the HOB, the House of Black.
Yes. Yes, I am. And while I like the Blackpool Combat Club, I like the House of Black a little bit more.
You like the Bang Bang Gang too?
You know, not really.
Okay.
And truthfully, this is probably going to be a bad pick on my part, but you know what? I'm sticking to my guns.
Okay. So, fun fact for you is this match features people who were in the Continental Classic tournament who did not make enough points to be in, or did not win to be in the final, which we will have later on tonight. So, some good matchups here and an interesting dynamic between both teams. Some good wrestling matchups. Not a lot of tag team work, but, Claudio and Brian were doing their tag team and standard BCC stuff. This match was all over the place because everybody was doing everything at once and nobody really cared what was happening. Really, to sum it up at the end, Jay Lethal went for the lethal injection. Daniel Garcia countered and got the pinfall there for the 1, 2, and 3, meaning that Team BCC, Briscoe, and Garcia picked up the win. The big drama setting up here between Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson, because Daniel Garcia came down onto the ramp and was about to do his little dance moves that he does, and Bryan Danielson's music instantly came on, cut him off, and Garcia was pissed. And even to the point at the end where he shoved Bryan out of the way, getting the counter and the pin, and then staring him down basically the whole time until they showed the next promo. So I'm guessing that's where the next feud is going.
Interesting. And with that, hey, third penalty shot of the night. And Kidder, I forgot I was going to switch over to schnapps for a break, so my bad. Anyway, my bad. Oh.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't get any better.
No. But you know what? What is better? You could have a water with hops and grain. You could do that. And this pint glass could be yours at beerbluesbs.com or at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this, streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. How about even a generic Triple B glass? Beautiful pint glass. Again, beerbluesbs.com. Click on merch, or right at the bottom here, streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. And subscribe now. Click the thumbs up. We'd absolutely love for you to hit the thumbs up and help us, beat the algorithm.
Ugh. How many matches we got left, Kidder?
That was number 4.
I might be dead before tonight's over.
Potentially. Next up on the card, we had a promo for the next match, which is Miro the Redeemer versus Andrade El Ídolo, with CJ Perry as his manager. It's a singles match. Nothing crazy except for CJ Perry being the manager for Andrade. This match is 14 minutes, 45 seconds. And an interesting piece. I chose Andrade El Ídolo. There's that. There's my pick. Your choice.
I'll take Miro.
Okay. Interesting piece of information for you, that apparently this is Andrade's last match in AEW, and that he will likely be showing up back in WWE very soon, probably at the Rumble.
Interesting. Which is, I say interesting because there's a thing going around on some of the dirt sheets, a leaked Royal Rumble order coming out
again.
Yeah, like we talked about this the last time it happened. According to it, I'll try and find it, so when we get to the Rumble, we can see how accurate this thing was. But it had Punk coming in at like 27 and winning it. Cody Rhodes is the runner-up. And the surprise entrant of choice was X-Pac. But no Andrade.
Okay.
So take that for what you will on all of that.
Fair enough. Also, as we're talking about upcoming news, AJ Lee shared a picture of her old wrestling boots, and she was wearing them. So that may be a thing for the Women's Rumble. All right. Anyway. Miro attacks Andrade right away before Andrade can even get his coat off. Miro is mad with CJ for managing Andrade, and the two engage in a shouting match. And I think it was Taz says, oh man, now you got to look at the inside of their household here. Back and forth match goes out to the ringside. Andrade throws Miro into the steel steps, and then CJ hugs Andrade. El Ídolo goes for a moonsault, but Miro rolls out of the way. However, Andrade lands on his feet and then hits a standing moonsault on Miro. Miro fights back, locks in the game over on Andrade, but he makes it to the ropes, and of course, saving him from the potential loss there. And CJ Perry taunts Miro as the Redeemer continues to fight. Andrade gets a near fall after a back elbow to Miro's head. Andrade then locks in the figure 4 leg lock. Woo! Andrade goes for a figure 8, but Miro reverses the hold. Andrade reverses that and then bridges it, getting the figure 8. Woo! A la his wife. CJ Perry sneaks in and rakes Andrade's eyes. Andrade is shocked, and even more so when Miro delivers a big boot, and then the Redeemer locks in the game over, and Andrade taps out, meaning your winner of the match is Miro, the Redeemer. After the match, CJ Perry blows a kiss to Miro. And that was 13 minutes, 45 seconds.
All right. A point on the board for Howard. Kidder, I have to ask, because there's definitely some tomfoolery in this match. I know it's early. I know there's more matches to come. But I have to ask it. Is this, Kidder, our DraftKings screwy finish of the night?
Not yet.
Oh, get ready for more twists and turns on this ride, folks.
Oh, there's a lot of screwball action coming up, and it's not the crappy liquor. Okay, next match.
Sorry, all of the rum just hit my gut as I sat up a little bit, and I'm like, oh.
Please don't throw up on the stream. We're gonna lose viewers. We don't have any to lose. I mean, Bada Boom's still there. He might have made a run of tap water and has called it a night.
You know, I don't blame him. It's almost midnight. I'd be in bed if I could help it.
Yeah. Okay, next match, AEW Women's World Championship with Timeless Toni Storm, your champion, versus Riho, the first AEW Women's World Champion. This match is 11 minutes, 40 seconds. I pick Toni Storm.
I, too, am going to pick Toni Storm. Kidder, I think Toni Storm beat Riho for the title.
Yes.
So, I think they're going to continue that.
Okay. Well, right away, effectively, Toni's trying to keep Riho from using her speed. So, Storm is dominating until the referee sends Luther to the back. Luther is her butler, because Timeless Toni Storm is, I guess, like a 1920s super self-involved actress, guess you could say. Riho rallies and finally unloads Bunch of high-flying moves, and including the flying body press, a 619, and a dragon suplex. 1. Hits that on Storm, but Riho does not cover in time. Storm kicks out at 2. Bunch of near falls as they go back and forth, and back and forth for 2, and another 2. Riho goes to the top rope, but Storm yanks her off the turnbuckle, hits the DDT. She also hit a Storm Zero in there, which Riho counted out, or shouldn't say tapped out. She got out of the move, but DDT at the end in a 1, 2, and 3. Toni Storm picks up the win and maintains her championship. At the end, Mariah May comes down, gets into the ring, has a bucket of rose petals, and serenades her with rose petals.
Okay. I mean, I got nothing on this.
Okay.
Get her.
Rolling right along. Next match, Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Then Keith Lee unable to compete because of an injury, I guess. And so it was then announced that Swerve Strickland would face Dustin Rhodes. Because Keith Lee not medically cleared to compete. This match was 9 minutes, 30 seconds. I choose Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, that's the safe bet. You know, it's not like Dustin needs the win. So,
yeah.
At least he's on the pay-per-view.
Yes. It's good to see him. Good to see him. Glad he's still employed. So, Swerve comes out to the ring first, and then Dustin's music hits. Dustin's coming up to the ring, gets hit from behind by Swerve before the ring bell has rung. Swerve whips Dustin into the steel steps and beats the crap out of him, and then Prince Nana pulls a cinder block from underneath the apron. As Nana holds Dustin's leg on it, Swerve jumps off the mat apron onto Rhodes' leg, doing a curb stomp. The official and Meds come out to check on Dustin. Officials try and help Dustin to the back, but then he eventually refuses, turns around, gets in, and they start the match. He can barely stand, and Swerve starts beating the crap out of him. Which is, sending a message to Keith Lee. Rhodes uses what he can in his experience on mounting attacks that, don't need the leg. And then, bam, power slam out of nowhere. Rhodes gets a near fall. And then the adrenaline is clearly in his soul. Goes after Strickland. Prince Nana starts yelling at the referee, allowing Dustin to kick Strickland in the southern regions. Pile driver by Dustin, followed by the crossroads. Adrenaline in his soul. Strickland shuts Dustin down, though, with a kick to his bad leg. Puts him in a half Boston Crab. Swerve then starts smoking Rhodes with blows and keeps the hold, but then Rhodes grabs the ropes, forcing the rope break. Dustin flips off Swerve and spits in his face. Swerve goes nuts. Swerve blasts Rhodes with 2 jump kicks, and Dustin's nearly unconscious at this point as Swerve jumps off the top rope, gives the old curb stomp to his chest, covers him up. 1, 2, 3. That is done. There you go. On to the next match. 8-man tag match. Unless you had something to say about that.
I mean, there's not much to say. This is clearly a feel good. Hey, Swerve, we're sorry. Your opponent's not available. Here's Dustin Rhodes. You're at least on the pay-per-view. Instead of doing the whole, hey, great, guys, one less match. We're going to be done at 10:30.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, this is Les Sex Gods. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Yeah, they're back together. Sting and Darby Allin versus Ricky Starks, Big Bill, your AEW Tag Team Champions, and the Don Callis family of Konosuke Takeshita, god dang it, Takeshita, and Powerhouse Hobbs with Don Callis. This match, I choose Chris Jericho and company.
I'm not gonna lie, Kidder. This is the thing that I find the hardest as not following AEW is we get to some of these matches and I don't understand how they came to be. Like I read through it on the card. I'm like, Sting, Darby Allin, all right, Chris Jericho, huh? Sammy Guevara. What the hell? I mean, it's faces and heels teaming together against a different heel.
But Jericho's not a heel anymore. Sammy Guevara just turned on the Don Callis family.
Well, I think I just have to go with Sting and Darby.
Okay.
Because every time I have historically gone against them on these reviews, I end up drinking.
This match is 15 minutes, 40 seconds. A lot of action going on. A lot of crazy moves happening because, you know, Darby is absolutely nuts. So they're throwing down. This is also the first time that Chris Jericho and Sting have teamed together in history.
I can see that.
Good moment in this is when Darby Allin and Konosuke Takeshita were going back and forth because, you know, they are still rising stars, if you will, and had quite a good time in the middle there. Lots of back and forth. People were booing the crap out of Don Callis because, you know, nobody likes him. And Sammy Guevara hits a GTH on Ricky Starks, and then a shooting star press in the 1, 2, and 3 gets the pinfall victory there, and everybody celebrates and wins.
Ricky Starks win.
No. Sammy
good
Guevara,
guys.
Chris Jericho,
I
Sting, and Darby Allin.
I promise I'm listening, Kidder. I just
threw it out there so fast that
I was trying to follow and I'm trying to focus, but this rum is getting to me, and yeah, it's I went to La La Land for a second.
You know,
I'll try and do better.
Yeah.
Focus, Howard. Focus.
Right.
I don't know if my voice would allow me to do the focus, Howard. Focus. Oh, yeah.
You gotta stare at a candle for like an hour.
I stared into the eyes of the Atom. He never blinks.
Right.
He's got that one twitchy eye, though. Okay.
Little twitch there. So,
yeah.
Side note about Chris Jericho, that apparently behind the scenes, a lot of people have been hurt by Chris Jericho and his actions, and that some of the things that he's been doing have made people uncomfortable, and that he's apparently hiding skeletons in his closet, such as Kylie Ray, a former AEW women's wrestler, may have left the company due to Chris Jericho. And the quote from no listed account, quote, "So here's the deal. You don't quit the hottest Fed going today, AEW, without reason. I have it from people in the know that Kylie was asked to go to Chris Jericho's room with the understanding that others would be there. When she got there, it was just him. He made a pass at her. No other details are given, and she freaked out. Another tweet was posted talking about women who are waiting until it's safe to speak about Chris Jericho, and Kylie Ray apparently posted a heart emoji related to that post. This is going back to All Out 2019 when a reporter asked Toni Khan about her status with the company, and reports had previously broke saying that she requested her release, but no other info was given at the time. And then Toni Khan confirmed that she was no longer with AEW in 2019, and the split was supposed to be, quote, super amicable. That, quote, she is no longer with us. We had so many announcements going on into the Battle Royal. She asked for her release, and we granted it. She called me and asked if I could be released, if she could be released from her contract. It's pretty simple. I said, yeah. I asked her if everything was okay. She said, yeah. She just didn't want to be with the company anymore. So we talked about it. It was very simple. So, yeah, that was a quote from Toni Khan back in 2019 related to Kylie Ray and apparently skeletons in Chris Jericho's closet. This is also part of his recent comment stating that he had not signed a non-disclosure agreement related to CM Punk and Ace Steel and the other brawl related to why CM Punk was let go from AEW.
I did see that. I didn't look any further into it, but I did see that he had said that he had not signed the NDA. So,
yeah. Since it's kind of a little bit of news, unless you had did you have more there with that?
No. Not really. Always kind of sad when you hear accusations like this because it's just kind of like you. So, I like Chris Jericho, and so there's a part of me that hopes that it's just not true, but at the same time, if it is true, yuck. Yuck. That's, yeah. It's probably as bad as this stuff in a shot form.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Other interesting news, since it's kind of a little pause in the action here, is that Kevin Dunn announced that he will be leaving WWE.
Wow.
After being there for many years.
I could see that. There's a change. Things are changing. There's going to be one, I didn't expect with the formation of TKO that they're going to all right, let's blow the doors off everything and change everything right away. It's going to be a slow rollout process, but things are going to happen. They're going to change. They're going to want to change how things are filmed and the look and the presentation. Get rid of the whoa, cut and cut and cut. And, I'm throwing up fudge, so we got to cut, all of that garbage.
A lot of people are really hoping that goes away.
I did, yeah. I'm one of those. I'm not a big fan of that in movies. As far as the one bad thing that I have against the Transformer movies by Michael Bay. You can tell that there's two big robots slugging it out, but you can't tell what's going on. And damn it, I paid to see two big robots slug it out. I want to see and understand what's happening when these two big robots are slugging it out. This has been Howard's not really hot, but somewhat hot take on Michael Bay's Transformers.
There you go.
Keeping the show relevant.
Yeah. Other news, Shotzi got married today and then wrestled in her wedding dress just a few hours later at a house show. Congratulations. Cheers. I'm not actually going to take a shot because
Yeah, but yeah, congrats. I mean, that's
also today. Actually, technically now 2 days ago, I guess. Looking at it, JD McDonough was not able to travel with Judgment Day into Canada because he didn't have the correct paperwork. So he was not able to go to the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Yep. That's a shame. I think you'd have had that sorted out.
One would assume, but apparently not. And finally, Zelina Vega has committed to a new multi-year contract with the WWE.
I mean, that's fine. As long as they give her stuff to do.
Yeah, she's hanging out with LWO. And Andrade will probably be joining and joining LWO, that is, and hanging out with them.
Yeah.
All right. On with the show. It is time for your AEW TBS Championship. Your champion is House of Black's Julia Hart versus Abadon. This is a house rules match, and Abadon chose the rule of biting is permitted. And of course, being a house rules match, it's also a 20 count around the ring and no rope break.
Interesting.
I went with Julia Hart.
Yeah, I would also take Julia Hart because House of Black.
Okay.
Sticking to the guys I like.
Right. So right away, Julia. Oh, I forgot to mention. 11 minutes 35 seconds. There we go. Julia goes right after and starts beating the crap out of Abadon until Abadon goes nuts and biting Hart, and then that throws her off her game. Abadon bit Julia Hart's arm, and then she was like, "Oh!" and then Abadon bit her again. Abadon went to the top rope, but Julia followed up and hit a superplex to Abadon. Covering a near fall there, but Abadon went to the top rope again, and suddenly Sky Blue pops out from underneath the ring. Sky Blue has transitioned into a bad girl and has aligned herself with Julia Hart. Sky Blue throws her off the rope there. Then Abadon goes after Blue, pulling her out from underneath the ring after she had crawled back in, but gives Hart time to recover. And Julia Hart grabs Abadon, blasts her a couple times, throws her back into the ring, goes up top, hits a moonsault, and then covers for the 1, 2, and 3. Julia Hart remains your AEW TBS champion.
Good. I'm not just saying that because I don't have to drink. Sounds like an all right match. Sounds like some screwiness, though, kidder. So I have to ask, is this our DraftKings screwy finish of the night?
No.
More
screwball natures to come.
More twisted turns, folks. Just hang in there. Yes. I really, I guess. I wish I had more to comment on this, kidder. I feel like I'm letting you down on that side, but I don't. Maybe it's because I don't really follow AEW. Maybe it's because I don't really know the people. I don't know the storylines. I got nothing. I'm like, okay, they won. it's not like the WWE where I guess they're so transparent. I've seen so much of their stuff. I can go, well, clearly it's so-and-so's going to win because they're setting up this storyline.
Yeah.
I got none of it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, next match, you'll actually know some people. And that is a no disqualification match for the TNT Championship. Christian Cage, your TNT champion, with Nick Wayne and his mother, versus the rated R superstar Adam Copeland. This match is 25 minutes long, and I choose Adam Copeland.
I mean, that's a good pick. That is a solid pick. But, Kidder, if I keep picking the same people as you, I will never catch up. I'm one behind at this point. Okay. So, Kidder, as much as it pains me, I am going to choose Christian Cage to retain. Okay. Trying to read your face. Trying to determine. He just grabbed something out of his tongue.
Yeah, there was a little thick piece of something in my Bloody Mary there.
Is that a poker face? Is that a towel? Is Kidder trying to tell me, like, haha, you're going to take another shot, sucker?
That was really good at the end there. There's a little bit left, but it's like all pepper.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little jealous of you and that Bloody Mary.
Hey, man, you can have one.
I'll start walking. I'll be there by Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Just, that's what happens.
Mm.
There we go.
All right, let's get back to the action.
A lot of pepper. Tasted delicious, but I just need to clear my throat. All right, so right away, Adam Copeland goes after Christian as he's walking down the entrance ramp, and I just dropped my earbud.
Oh, no. Kidder's gone deaf.
No, I still have one earbud in, but with my luck, I'll probably drop that one, too. Right away, just beating the crap out of Christian Cage, okay? They're in the ring, they're out of the ring, they're beating each other up. Adam's chasing Christian up the stairs, and this is up into the ramp, into the crowd, beating him up, and Christian is, beat up and sitting there. Adam goes up to the top of the vomitory, bam, on the top of him, huge spot there. They end up getting back down into the ring area, and Adam goes for a spear, misses, crashes into the turnbuckle, of course, which then allows Christian to take over. Christian gets a little off balance. Adam comes in, spears Christian through a table, goes for the cover, but Mama Wayne pulls the referee out before the 3 count can hit. Then Nick Wayne comes over. Well, the official is dealing with Nick Wayne's mother. And Nick Wayne starts messing with Adam. Okay? Gives Christian a breather. But then Adam throws Nick Wayne out of the way, gets back in which Christian grabs Adam and hits a kill switch and a near fall. Nick Wayne and Christian then pull out a table from underneath the ring, douse it in lighter fluid. Wayne lights the table, but Adam fights off Christian and Nick Wayne. The table ends up going out. Adam comes down, grabs more lighter fluid, sprays it again, lights it up. Adam runs up, power bombs Nick Wayne into part of it. Nick Wayne's head looks like it's snapped in half on the ring floor surface because he kind of overshot the table. kind of a cool spot, but it would have been cooler had he actually gone through the whole table. Anyway, Christian goes to hit Adam from behind with the TNT Championship, but Adam blocks it, grabs Christian, hits the kill switch on him, covers him in a 1, 2, and 3. Your winner and new TNT champion is rated R super duper star Adam Copeland.
Peter, I can't open the peppermint schnapps, apparently. I'm trying. There we go. Well,
while you're doing that, I should also mention that Nick Wayne's nickname is the Prodigy.
Nick's Wayne must be as blind as a bat to miss that table.
I mean, gravity didn't really help him there because Adam threw him a little bit farther than where he should have. But
yeah, I knew that was a risky pick, but I could have seen the screwy finish there. Didn't get one, so for that, here's some peppermint schnapps to wash down gingerbread Kahlua
and sadness.
Oh. Peppermint.
You good?
I mean, no, but
okay.
How many matches we got left?
A few. So
damn.
The match has ended. The table has not continued burning. Adam Copeland is celebrating. Everybody cheers, and suddenly, there, up at the top, is Kill Switch. He's walking down to the ring. He comes in and he choke slams Adam Copeland and then grabs a chair, comes back in, sets up the chair, choke slams Adam Copeland off the chair. Kill Switch is ready to cash in the TNT Championship Money in the Bank contract right away. The official is about to ring the bell. Christian Cage runs in and says, hey, don't do this. Kill Switch is going to do it anyway. And then Christian is saying, hey, you don't do this. Kill Switch is sitting there going, and then Adam is still, toast. So Christian comes up to Kill Switch and whispers something into Kill Switch's ear, and Kill Switch hands over the contract. Christian signs the contract, hands it to the officials, ring the bell. So, Adam Copeland, your champion, versus Christian Cage. Who do you pick? I choose Christian. This match is 11 seconds long.
Damn. I shouldn't worry so much about this. It should be Christian Cage. It should, right? But I can see they've been bickering so long that Adam Copeland gets up, and as soon as the contract is signed, he spears Christian again, and 1, 2, 3, and it's. Get her. I'll take Christian Cage. It's the smart pick.
All right. So, Christian Cage hands in the contract, the bell rings. Christian waits for a very woozy and blown up Adam to get to his feet, spears him, covers him up. 1, 2, and 3. There it is. Your winner and new TNT champion is Christian Cage. You're safe for another match.
I near talked myself into a shot.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, this is getting dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Like
Russian roulette on your own accord.
This is just like slightly intoxicated Howard logic. Like, well, they could go for the screwy
Top rope.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them doing that, but okay, well, glad I'm okay for another round.
The next match on the card is the championship final for the Continental Classic for the inaugural American Triple Crown Championship crowning. It is the Ring of Honor World Championship with the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship and the inaugural All Elite Wrestling Continental Championship. 17 minutes, 20 seconds. It is Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley. I chose Moxley.
Hitter, I gotta make up ground, or I'm going to lose this. I will take Kingston.
Okay. So, they beat the crap out of each other. Constantly. Back and forth. Chop, 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 chop. Blast to the face, blast to the face. Chop, 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 chop. Machine gun chops. Chop, 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 chop.
Slap chop?
Yes. Hey, Vince here with slap chop. All right. Yes. Constantly. So they went back and forth for basically all, 17 minutes of this. A bunch of spinning elbows, and one finally hit Moxley. Knocked him down. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Kingston, your inaugural Continental Champion and Triple Crown winner.
Ooh, there we go. Howard making up some ground. There we go.
I also started dozing off in this match.
I kind of realized that when the whole replay of it was chop, 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 chop. Kingston wins.
I mean, that was like 60%, 70% of the match.
I mean, all
the part that I saw.
I mean, probably the only thing that was missing was a chop, chop, chop. Moxley's bleeding. Chop, chop, chop. Kingston wins.
Mox, I don't recall him bleeding in this match.
Oh,
that's why I didn't say it.
Wow. Okay. Changing up the game for us there, Mr. Moxley.
I should actually Google that. Did Moxley bleed tonight?
I mean, that would almost be like a safe question. Like we could add on. I'm not suggesting we actually do this, but it's almost like, Moxley bleed in his match? Yes or no?
Question.
Yeah, I just don't want to have to keep track of it though.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of just a yes or a no, I suppose you could say.
Something like that, yeah.
After the match, they hugged.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They still like each other. Yay. Okay, we better move on.
Yeah, while you're contemplating life and sobriety, I was actually looking to see if I could find some screenshots from the match, just to see if there was a little extra blood, and I don't believe there was. I do want to say, bringing the thought process back to the graphics, AEW updated their championship belts graphic before the match, and they are really good. I really am enjoying seeing them. Now, they're not as good as the ECW championship with the Phoenix rising from the belt, or the old Divas championship belt with the butterfly, but if I had to choose some graphics over the flat 3D crap WWE had been doing forever, I would definitely choose these stylized graphics because they look phenomenal.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right, Howard. Looks like there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. Oh, right. I suppose you want to know who it is. It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, your champion, versus Samoa Joe. 17 minutes, 50 seconds.
Now, I will say, Kidder, I did propose a bonus question. I don't think it made it on.
Oh, yes, it did.
Oh.
It did. Bonus questions. 2 bonuses. 2!
Yes. Bonus question. The first, will that the identity of the devil be revealed? And who do you think it is?
Okay. I say yes. What say you?
I think yes as well.
Okay. Who do you think it is?
I actually believe. Oh, sorry, I'm jotting down notes so that future slightly intoxicated Howard remembers this. I actually believe that it might be one Dolph Ziggler with whatever his actual name is.
Oh yeah, I had that somewhere.
It's like Nathan Namath or
Nate Namath. There it is.
Hey,
okay.
Intoxicated Howard did something good.
Good job. Good job. Okay, so that's your pick?
That's my pick.
Okay,
so we
got. You have yes that the devil will be revealed, as do I, and Nate Namath as the devil.
Yes.
And your pick to win the match is?
I'm going to pick MJF.
Okay. Okay. I also say yes, the devil will be revealed. I say the devil will be Wardlow. And I say the winner is MJF. No, I think I said that. Anyway, whatever. Yes. Yes, Wardlow, MJF. And just to confirm, because I have this in the text message.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, Kidder, for you, the best I can do is tie with this set of picks.
Okay. You ready?
Let's do it, and let's hope that Howard's not drinking 3 shots.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, so big hype video hits the airwaves. Lots of people from the area. Bunch of Long Islanders talking about MJF is their scumbag. It was very good. It was very, very hilarious. Big bada boom. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Looks like a GN. I think that's what it is. So thanks for joining us. There was even a funny part because there was one lady talking about how MJF was her scumbag in the back of her car for like 5 hours, and they did this and this and this, and like all of them were bleeped. It was pretty good. All right. Anyway, Samoa Joe made his way to the ring, and then I should say Samoa Joe made his way to the ring first. They had the vignette. MJF made his way to the ring. Everybody's cheering, and then MJF points to the Titantron stage area, and then, you know, it's all about the boom! Adam Cole, baby! Yeah. Adam Cole makes his way to the ring on crutches in his best friend's corner. So, the bell rings. I should also mention that MJF's shoulder is jacked up, and he has got this bit, not only the kinetic tape, but he's got this big shoulder brace on because he's been injured. So, Joe goes right after the shoulder. He's beating the crap out of MJF, continuously targeting MJF's shoulder. Joe gets the muscle buster, hits MJF's bad shoulder into the mat apron. Then there's a cover, near fall. MJF rallies, hometown crowd cheering behind him. Hits a heat seeker on Joe to cover for a 2 count. And then Max starts getting some extra momentum, starts targeting Joe's taped up elbow. MJF goes for a second heat seeker, but Joe slips out. MJF rolls up Joe for a near fall. MJF then applies the salt of the earth. Joe counters, applies an armbar on MJF, looking for the submission. MJF makes it to the ropes, facing the rope break. MJF accidentally bumps into the referee and then looks at the camera and winks. So he bumped the ref on purpose. And comes over to Samoa Joe and low blows him. When MJF goes for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, Adam Cole fumbles, gives Joe time to apply the Coquina Clutch, and KOs MJF for the victory. Your winner and new AEW World Champion is Samoa Joe. Now, I see you're pouring your shot.
Yeah, I have a feeling that there's more to come.
Okay.
Because also, Kidder, we haven't done the DraftKings screwy finish of the night, so I have a feeling that's coming up.
Well, I mean, that's like the finish of the match, and I think that was screwy. And so, there it is! The DraftKings screw finish of the night. Howard having to drink again.
I got a little bit of that up my nose, Kidder.
Oh, no, that's screwy too. Howard's been screwed for the last time. Or has he?
I don't know. There's still 2 questions on the line.
Correct.
And I'm hoping that there's some answers here.
So everybody is mad. Everybody's booing and chanting "F you, Joe." Samoa Joe takes the championship, walks up the ramp, and suddenly the Devil's minions rush the ring, come into the ring, start beating up MJF, and grab both of them, setting them aside from each other. One of the minions grabs a chair. He's looking to hit both MJF and Adam Cole. He's turning. Who's he going to hit? Both MJF and Adam are screaming, "No, hit me, you son of a bitch, hit me." The lights all go out. Seems like an eternity where the world has gone black. The lights come up. The minions are standing behind the chair that's seated, and who's in the chair? It's Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole is the devil. And I have to say I was pissed because I was going to choose Adam Cole as the devil, and I didn't trust my gut, and I went with Wardlow. Now, I was close because who are the henchmen? Wardlow, Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. And then they beat the crap out of MJF, standing over him. Adam Cole pulls out the devil mask and throws it onto MJF. And that is the end of the show, everybody. And just for Howard's sake, I'm pulling up the DraftKings screw finish of the night once again. It's there because it all fits into all of it. There you go.
Yeah, well, that is definitely
How do you feel, Howard?
I don't feel great. Especially because I have one last shot of this Kahlua gingerbread to consume. Not the finish that I was expecting. I really also don't like this because correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't MJF and Adam Cole like the tag team champions together?
So they were the Ring of Honor tag team champions, but on Dynamite, it was an interesting time. Interesting time on Dynamite because the Samoa Joe and MJF came in. They had to fight tag team the minions, the Devil's minions, and then they ended up losing. And as part of that, there was a vignette up on top of the screen, or on the screen, I should say, of what did it say? It was basically thanking Samoa Joe for working with him, and then Samoa Joe beat up MJF, and that was right after they lost the Tag Team Champions title.
Okay.
So right now, the Devil group, whatever they're going to call themselves, because they've been part of the Kingdom and something else, I think, as well. Their group holds the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship belts.
Okay, interesting. So that, I guess, was one thing. Also, I'm just going to say it as I take this shot. The fact that it's Adam Cole is the Devil is kind of some WWE BS. Yeah, I said it.
Fair enough.
Hey, we have this super popular tag team that's over. What are we going to do? Break them up and make them fight. Mm-hmm. That's WWE level BS. I'm just saying it. And that's not just all the liquor talking. Yeah. Interesting way to go out.
Months of a long storyline, and there it is.
Yeah, especially when you're having MJF lose in his hometown, or at least home state. I mean, it's WWE level BS. He loses to that, and then like the big reveal is that it's, oh my gosh, it's your former tag team partner. Whoa. Where, and I'm not saying this because I wish it was someone, like your pick was just as good with Wardlow. To have somebody in there who's different, it now creates a new story. It can go somewhere. You could get people
been talking for a while about beating the crap out of MJF and taking the championship because Wardlow was MJF's assistant and aligned with him until MJF screwed him.
Yeah, I mean, or even if you're bringing in somebody new, I mean, that's the kind of buildup where you could give people surprise. I mean, it has to be the right new person. It has to be somebody with some name. So people are like, oh my gosh, it's so like that's part of the reason why I went with the Nate Namath pick. That would, I mean, like, yeah, MJF lost, but look who's here. Like, it would have like at least left people on a somewhat positive note.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna rate this pay-per-view Kidder like a C. It's average. I don't feel like it's anything special. So with that, might as well get this in for the scorekeeping. Tonight's big winner of bragging rights, the defunct WWE pay-per-view. Tonight is Kidder. Kidder with 10 correct. I was able to get back up to 9, and therefore, not too shabby. Only one off. And how many shots I had, I lost count somewhere around 6. So,
I mean, there's technically 13 matches and 2 bonus questions, and so
yeah,
there you go, math.
Yeah. So, Kidder, your overall thoughts as we're coming to a close with this on this show.
well, I wasn't overly excited about it, I guess. And what is it? Next weekend we have another one because
What?
it's WWE Day 1. Hold on. Yeah. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
I mean, it's not that I dislike talking to you.
I didn't put it on my calendar. Hold on.
I mean, not that I dislike talking with you, Kidder. I can't keep doing this to myself every weekend.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, my insides are full of schnapps and rum. It's not a good feeling over here. On the bright side, Kidder, while you're looking that up,
it's going to be an episode of Raw because it's on the 1st, so you're safe. You have been saved by a giant Dodge bullet the size of a Freightliner Cascadia truck with triple axle trailer.
Good. Anyway, I was going to say, if any, no, go ahead. Your final thought. Get it out there. Your opinion on AEW Worlds End.
I mean, towards the end, I started falling asleep, so there's that. Try not to take a nap. I mean, it was all right. There was some all right moments. The interesting thing is we had talked earlier tonight about how, time and interest level isn't 100% there. And like FTR wasn't even on this pay-per-view. And FTR is the main reason why I've been keeping tabs on AEW. The Acclaimed were not on this pay-per-view. Another reason I've been enjoying it. They are still the Trios champions. And I guess the Christian Adam Copeland feud has been very good. I kind of keep tabs on the MJF Adam Cole stuff because MJF has some pretty good promos. But my time for all of that has kind of been waning.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a lot of stuff to watch. It's lots of stuff to keep track of. And clearly, like, you have to pay attention to it because, I mean, I'm not, and I don't know who half these people are or even what's necessarily a best pick on some of it. So, yeah. So,
I suppose I'll give it C-.
Okay. Not a bad. Slightly below average. So, a passing grade. So, yeah. Kidder, I'm going to share this before I wrap this up because you've been doing a lot of talking. But I had this brilliant epiphany the other night while I was in the shower. And it's an idea for a match that and hey, I'm jumping over to WWE. So if you don't want to hear this, go for it. But I had this brilliant idea for a match that would actually it would work with the current Roman Reigns bloodline faction and would be interesting. You do it as kind of a Survivor Series type match, so team versus team. So in this case, bloodline versus another team. The other team are made up of opponents of Roman Reigns who probably deserve a second shot at him, like a Cody Rhodes, a LA Knight. You could probably throw a Kevin Owens or a Sami Zayn in there. But you have an even number, 4-on-4. We'll just go with. And here's what it is. Here's where it gets different than a Survivor Series match. It's 4-on-4. If any member of the bloodline pins a member of the other team, they're gone. Actually, no, I already got screwed this up because of the drink. For the person to be gone, Roman Reigns has to pin him for them to be gone and eliminated. So he has to individually pin all 4. But he's got the help of the bloodline to make that happen. The other guys can eliminate members of the bloodline by pinning them. So they can weed out the other team. If any of the good guys pin Roman Reigns, they get the title. I think it would be an interesting little kind of different take on a Survivor Series-esque match. Or, just throwing that out there. Your thoughts on first hearing this idea that I think it would be intriguing.
Let's do it because it's different and it's intriguing.
I mean, it was just my thought. It's like a Survivor Series match doesn't really matter. This would be interesting. His title is on the line, but he's got help. However, that help can be eliminated. However, if he's able to pin his opponents, they're gone. And to answer the JR question of, can the good guys coexist? Well, you just make it that anybody who's on that team, if they beat Roman Reigns, they get a title shot, even if they didn't get the titles. Like, they would be the next set of opponents. So you're building some storyline for the future. You're having an interesting match that's different. I mean, you could go so many different ways with it. Be some interesting storytelling, and it would be different. That was my shower epiphany.
Yeah, you should do that more often.
I should. And on that free piece of advice to the WWE, Kenner, we've been talking for quite a while. It's time we wrap this show up with some cheap plugs. And as is the tradition on the wrestling episodes of Beer Blues and BS, since you did all the talking, Intoxicated Howard gets to try to make his way through the cheap plugs. Yay. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy some laughs as I now try to remember and accurately say all the stuff I'm supposed to promote. I always like to start with our home in cyberspace. That is beerbluesbs.com. That's right. It's our home in cyberspace. It's our homepage. You can listen to episodes of the show right there, or you can be directed to all of the other places to find the show, or you can take and buy us a beer, because beer is better than 6 shots of gingerbread Kahlua. I'm just saying that. So you can buy us a beer. It's a great way to donate to the show. It's any amount that you see fit, and you get a shout out. You can also put in a special comment, and we will read it live on air. Also located at beerbluesbs.com is our merch store. Hey, do you like that really awesome sticker that Kidder is putting up in front of his camera so that he can do whatever he wants behind the camera? Hey, you can get that. Just go to beerbluesbs.com, click the little waffle at the top, or the hamburger, depends on how you want to call it, and click the merch button. Yeah, takes you to our merch store. We got stuff. We got pint glasses. We got t-shirts. We got hoodies. We got a shower curtain for some reason. That's just creepy, man. But there's all sorts of great stuff that you can get. Stuff with our logos. Stuff with funny sayings on it. Hey, we're looking up. I know it's past Christmas. You probably had to return some gifts. Hey, here's something you can spend some money on. Well, Beer Blues BS merch. So make sure you check out that. Hey, do you want to know what's all kind of going on in our world? Check out our Facebook page. We post there. Sometimes we post special things, but you won't know if you don't go when you don't hit the follow or the like button. So make sure you do that. It's a great way. We're also on the Gram. And no, I don't mean the Graham Norton show. We're not that famous. No, I mean the Instagram. So make sure you go there, subscribe, follow. You might see some interesting things. You just never know. Also, hey, if you've been watching this, you might have been watching this on our YouTube channel. That's right. We put out the podcast, Beer, Blues, and BS, every week. You can see the video version on YouTube. Just search Beer, Blues, and BS. You can see our happy, smiling faces, or watch as we, recoil and disgust at having to drink 6 shots of Kahlua gingerbread. It's worth the visuals, folks. Yeah. Also, every now and then we stream. Get our streams with our good friend Rude Boy Kyle over on Twitch. Yeah, just go over to Twitch and search 2s13. And hey, you could actually be watching us live there. And if you are, thank you. We appreciate it. Let's see. That gets that. Hey, we should talk about the audio podcast because we do that too. And we put it out through podbean.com, but you can find us on any audio podcasting service that you can, possibly be subscribed to. Everything from Stitcher FM. I think it's just Stitcher. I always combine those two. Mm-hmm. Stitcher and Stitcher. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. There we go. Get it right, Howard. YouTube Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Player FM, IMDb. Do they have a podcast? I don't know. If they do, we're there. So you can take us with us. You can hear this audio gold, this silky, buttery voice anytime Howard is tired, coming over your audio waves, lulling you into a sense of, relaxation. And that too. Yes. Hart Radio, Pandora, Spotify. Yeah. Kidder's trying to help me out. Kidder's like, get through these, Howard. I want to go to bed. So all of the audio places, you can find us there. And hey, Kidder will be mad at me if I don't mention we're also on Streamlabs. That's right. You can go to Streamlabs, search Beer, Blues, and BS. We have merch there. You can buy the merch. Hey, it's on the screen right now. So yeah, www.streamlabs.com/beerbluesandbs. It's a great spot for you to, as I said, you can buy some merch there, but you can also donate to the show. And for the low price of $1 a month, you can help two guys who are sitting in their respective basements continue to talk about geeky things like wrestling, Doctor Who, beer, and other such fun topics. Won't you help us out? Won't you? Please. And I think with that, I think I got them all. I think I hit it all.
It sounds like everything, Howard. I wanted to add, as of more wrestling breaking news before we leave.
All right.
QT Marshall
is
now done with AEW. Contract is up. He's out. He's headed elsewhere, doing something else. QTV was kind of stupid because it was like the original TMZ. And it did not really go over well. So there's that. The second thing is Tony Khan confirmed that Andrade's contract ends 12/31/2023. He will attempt to re-sign him before the clock strikes 0 and a new day and a new world and a new year. However, according to Tony Khan, he doesn't expect Andrade to stay, wishes him the best, and says that he wrestled great and his performance tonight was great as well. He also said that QT, going back to him, has helped to build the next generation of wrestlers and uses Julia Hart as an example. And the door's open if he wants to return to All Elite Wrestling. There was also talk, and I don't know, Howard, if we had discussed this, but potentially AEW leaving the Warner Brothers Discovery platform here in 2024, with WWE potentially gaining a little extra traction with the huge addition of one CM Punk.
We did talk about that, and I think we were of differing minds on it, if I recall. So,
very much to me seems that it will likely not happen, and AEW has a good home at Warner Brothers Discovery, especially being on TNT and TBS, and having 2 championships, one for each network. So,
yeah, it just seems like that's like they're not going anywhere. So, all right. Well, with that last bit of breaking news, I had to say the 3 last things. So, let me muster the last of my voice to tell you, hey, you out there, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And because you tuned in, we'd like to offer you this wise bit of wisdom. Always keep your glass at least half full. If you come back tomorrow, there could and may be free beer. No promises, but there's a good chance of it. And we will catch you all down that gingerbread-laden Tuscan highway. Night, everybody.